Okay. All right, we're rolling. Um, all right, this is super informal, and I would love for people to be unmuted if you don't have a lot of background noise. That way we can just kind of chat back and forth about some stuff. I can't wait for Sierra to get on here because she was actually with me in New York City. So I guess I don't even know what day it is or when this happened, but was it last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last weekend, Sierra and I went to New York City with Brian Underwood and about maybe 10 other people. It was for like a private Ryder screaming. Okay, no big. We don't want to hear you screaming, baby. So keep it muted. Love you. Anyway, it was a really private huddle and it was so intense, guys. Like I cannot even put into words. So if Brian Underwood ever gives you the opportunity to go to this, like you got to make it happen. So we're having a LCD leadership. I think it's LCD leadership training. I believe it's going to be in October. I think they're talking about the third week in October. I'm not 100% if all champs are invited or if it's like 7 and up. I really don't know. But if you are invited, I encourage you to make it a priority to get to this. Like being a leader is just so much more than we even understand. And I know it's got to be so much more than you guys understand too. Like to me, being a leader is, or what the way that I've always led, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a leader. I'm not a natural born leader. It's something that I'm going to have to work on and focus and, try to do the things that I'm supposed to do. But to me, I have strengths, and my strengths are being super encouraging, being really motivational, trying to give some direction when I can, but at the same time, I want all of you guys to love me and like me and never be mad at me and never think that I'm rude or bossy. Like it's really important to me for people to like me, and that's just my natural personality, and that's how I've been my entire life. But that's not necessarily how a coach works. That's not how a leader works. A coach and a leader will do things. Why is it dinging? Can we
Because
make it not ding?
Ashley and John are texting.
Okay, y'all quit texting. It's 5 minutes. So I'm losing my train of thought. My freaking MacBook like dings so loud, and I can't make it stop. Joe Beck, message me later. Tell me how to make it stop because I'm sure there's a way.
He said hit the mute button.
But if I'm muted, I can't hear anybody on this Zoom. But I want the dinging to stop from the text messages. Anyway, so a leader and a coach. How many of you guys played sports? Anybody? Like in high school, like pretty serious, where you felt like it was pretty serious. So, your coach is not always going to make you happy. They're going to say some things and do some things that you feel like you're going to be aggravated at them at or mad at them, or you don't understand why they just told you that, things like that. And then later on, when you reflect on it, you think, that's right. They're just doing that because they care about me. They want me to succeed. They want me to win the game. They're doing those things because they love me. So I think a high school or a college coach is one of the most loved. They're one of the most loved people. You know what I mean? Even though they're probably cussed at behind their backs constantly from their players, at the end of the day, everyone respects the coach and will always love them. And so that's kind of what I went through this weekend with Brian. A lot of the things that he said felt like a smack in the face to me, or I would think, well, that's not how I do it, or that's not that I'm doing fine, and that's not how I do it. I don't need to do it like that. And then I wasn't being coachable, leadable, or teachable. And if you want to be successful, you have to be all three of those things. So that's something that we're working on. And not that I think that I already know it all or I'm better, but, you just, when someone comes at you and basically says, well, you don't need to be doing it that way, you always kind of have a knee-jerk reaction and think, well, oh my goodness, it was really a lot. It's very intense. So if he gives you guys the opportunity to be coached by him, take it as an honor that he thinks you're awesome, and he believes that he sees it in you. He's not going to coach someone he doesn't see greatness in. And if you're not coachable and leadable and teachable, he's not going to do that. So these are things that I want to do for you guys too. I want to be a leader for you. I want to coach you. I want all of you guys to have the success that Stephen and I are having. Like, there's no reason that every single person on this Zoom doesn't have it in them to be a ranked 10. You know what I mean? We're not any better than you guys. So there's no reason, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a follow the leader type thing. And that's what we're doing, is we are following the leader. And so we're going to talk to you guys about some things that we're going to make some changes. Now, mind you, we are not your bosses. So the things that we decide to do, and we encourage you guys to do, you don't have to do them. Okay. So please don't think, well, Jessica's super bossy and I'm not doing what she says, because you have that choice. You get to do whatever you want to do. But I'm sure we can all take a unanimous vote right now, and everyone would say the same thing. The group messages are out of control. They take up so much time that could be spent doing other things in your business. Hang on, somebody's not muted.
What?
Ashley Pittman. Okay, I muted her. They take up so much time in our day. I don't know who all was on the huddle call today, or better yet, who all did not hear the huddle call. Raise your hand if you didn't hear it, if you didn't get to catch it today. Okay, Jeanette, John, it's recorded for 24 hours, but I'm also going to try to get with Rutherford and see if he can't make it on a link. That way we can save it and share it with people, because honestly, it was one of the best huddle calls that we've had in a long time, maybe even ever had. Tons of great advice and direction on how to get people started and all that kind of good stuff. But it was crazy because we had just gotten off of Zoom talking about some of the exact same things that Dustin talked about on the huddle call today. So it just kind of reinforced what we were already talking about doing. But what we want to do is, or what we have been, I guess, directed to do, and this is what we're going to do, is to get rid of our group message. So Stephen and I have one. It's Jess and Stephen's Provers. It has about 450 million people in it. And we get asked the same questions all day long. A lot of it is chatter back and forth. Things get lost in the shuffle. I'm sure new people coming in, are super overwhelmed. And by the end of the day, they're like, they check their messages and they're not going to read through all that. So really all it is just a nuisance. And, sorry, I'm just trying to mute everybody. 1 second. Let me mute. So I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, delete my group message. That's what I thought whenever Brian told me that. I was like, how in the heck am I going to remind everybody of everything? What if I don't tell them about the huddle call? Will they even get on? What if I don't tell them about the state of play call? Will they even get on? What if I don't challenge them each and every single day to get up and work? Well, then they're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? We're being too much for everyone, and we're actually doing everybody a disservice. We're not allowing these people we're not allowing the cream to rise to the top, basically. You know what I mean? We are just giving everybody everything all day long, and then they're not able to step into it. They're not able to grow. Everyone starts out on the same level, and some people, I guess it's just like a little kid. You know what I mean? Think about it. If you don't ever let them do stuff for themselves, they're probably not ever going to want to do it, because why would they even try to do their own laundry if they know their mom is going to do it for them? You know what I mean? So I definitely think that there is a place for group messages. So what the advice we were given is, when you have a new promoter who comes in and they're, bringing in new people, create a little group thread, Brittany's first 30 days. You could call the group that. That way you know what it is and you don't forget. So when Brittany comes in, she's bringing in new people. She's adding them all to this group message, and she is, and whoever can be in it, your upline can be in it or whatever if you need them to. But just work really closely with these people for about 30 days and then set them free and say, okay, guys, you guys are all killing it. We're going to go ahead and delete this group message, remove everybody from the group. And then you do the same thing. As a new rock star comes in and starts building their team, you can create a group message with them. So yes, we're still going to be in a bunch of group messages, but they're going to be really small. They're not going to have a ton of people in them. Hopefully everyone's not going to ask the same questions over and over again. And then they're just going to get deleted. So a lot of you guys also saw where Mandy left like almost everyone's group message because it was so overwhelming. And it's overwhelming. And I don't even check a lot of them because y'all got, everybody's got their own stuff. I don't even know why the heck I'm in them. But what happens is I'm missing out on so much other stuff because my Facebook or my Messenger gets blowed up so much. And I know you guys are experiencing the same thing. If you're a champ, you probably have several people under you who have group messages, and you're probably in all of theirs. Plus you're in everybody's third-party messages. Heaven forbid you ever have time to work your own personal business anymore. You know what I mean? Because you're just so overwhelmed with everything else. By the time the day's over, there's nothing left. So I think by eliminating all the major group messages, that's going to save a ton of time. We really want to focus on, just like Dustin said on the call today, when someone comes in, we don't want the main focus to be on onboarding. It needs to be on launching their business. There's just a few things that you need to know that are crucial in the very beginning, and that's mainly just how to change your referrer code, how to set up your PayPal link if you ordered 5-day trials, and then the rest of it just needs to be on what to do next. What kind of posts do you need to make? Who do you need to contact?
What their why is.
Yeah.
So that way you can.
Yeah, like he said today, like everybody's not going to come in guns blazing, and that's okay. So have conversations with these new people that come in, figure out what they want, why they decided to join, and people's why will change. I've been talking a lot today with a promoter, and she came into this to get her product for free. And now she's freaking killing it, and she's obsessed, and she's excited, and she loves it. So just because someone says that they just want their product for free doesn't mean you need to leave them hanging. You still need to, be there to support them and help them along the way, because things do change for people. But you don't want to blow anybody out of the water by saying things like, okay, here's what you need to do, and giving them all this direction. And they're like, whoa, lady, I'm just trying to get my product for free.
Yeah, unless they say.
Unless they're ready to go. And those are the people that you need to be on the hunt for, influencers. So what that means is if you have someone join your team, you're connected to them, you see that they have joined your team, check them out, see how many Facebook friends they have, ask them questions, where do you work? What do you do for a living? Have you ever done anything like this before? Have you ever been in any other network marketing companies? How big of a team did you have? What's your biggest check that you ever had? It's okay to ask these things. I was asked these things directly from Michael Rutherford. He wanted to know what my plan was, what my dreams were, how much money I wanted to make each week. He asked me all these things, and I don't know why I didn't realize that was part of it. You know what I mean? That's what we need to be doing, because I'm not doing that. So anyway, these are things that I'm going to do going forward. But find out who your people are, and if there's somebody who is serious and has big goals and dreams, stick to them like glue and help them. Make sure you get them connected up to whoever they need to be connected to in your upline. If you're not the type, if you're not ready yet to help someone launch their business, you don't feel like that you're comfortable with it, it's okay to ask for help. As far as a champ goes, you guys should get comfortable with it really quickly because you are a champ and you do have growing teams. So don't use your upline as a crutch. But if you do need help, we are all here to help you, if that makes sense. So take this as serious as you want. And if you're a champ, I feel like you've already, made the decision that you want to be pretty serious. But if you want to go even further and you want to be a pro champ, it's not just a sit back and cruise kind of thing. You have to take ownership for every single thing. this is our company. You know what I mean? This is not, we aren't working for Pruvit. Pruvit's working for us, if that makes sense. We are literally the company. Without us, there wouldn't be a Pruvit, you know, without all of the promoters. So take ownership in that and know that you want to do the best job that you can do and be the best leader that you can be so that your business will grow, so that Pruvit's business will grow. Same thing for, you know, if Pruvit says don't do something, don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy when I see so many champs, you know, they've really made it clear, and especially at the Dallas meeting and then on some of our rank 8 and up calls that we've been having, you know, we don't need to be wearing Pruvit gear that's not made by Pruvit. You know, in the past, they didn't care so much, but now they do. They're really cracking down on it. So we really need to lead from the front and don't do that anymore. And if you know, if somebody sees something and says something to you, don't take offense about it. They're just trying to help you out. You know, Brittany made a post the other day about on our page. I don't know if everyone saw it, and I'm guilty of this too. If you see a before and after picture, that's, even if other people have posted it, try to find out exactly whose picture that is and talk to that person personally. Send them a message and just be like, hey, is this your picture? You know, you look amazing. Do you mind if I share it? What's your story? And find out for yourself to make sure that that really truly is a picture from Pruvit weight loss. Brittany lost a ton of weight before she even came to Pruvit, so she's got some pretty insane before and after pictures, and they get and she doesn't post them saying that they're Pruvit, but they get leaked just from where she's posted on before, like on Instagram or, you know, in a private group that she has or whatever. So make sure as leaders that we're trying to protect the house and take care of stuff like that, and then set the standard for your team to do the same thing, because they're watching you and they're following you. So, you know, we need to all make sure that we're doing the things that we want our teams to do. So besides dissolving, I hate to say dissolving, but that's what it is.
Transitioning.
Besides transitioning from these crazy group messages to some, you know, more one-on-one connections and things like that, we are going to ask that if you're a champ, if you want to have a group page, go ahead and set up a group page for you and your promoters. And then that way you can monitor it a little bit more closely. There's almost 3,000 people right now on Team Legend. And Mandy's team page, Team Faith, has even more than that. So you can imagine stuff gets lost in the shuffle. People are posting negative things or things that don't need to be even posted at all. Medical stuff and, you know, anything like that can be screenshotted. Somebody could get mad at us and move to another company and send it in to the FTC or whatever and say, you know, Pruvit's over here making medical claims, check this out, and they have proof of it. So anytime you see something like that on your group page, make sure you delete it right away. I think group pages are good because I do think that we do need to have somewhere to go to if you're having a contest, if you do want to remind everyone of the huddle call or say that we're having a sale. But each time that you pull people away from Pruvit, because I was telling Brian, I was like, how will we remind everybody of everything? And he's like, we have all of those things. Your people don't give a crap because they're too busy in your group messages or on your pages. Why would they even need to go to the Pruvit Facebook page? Why would they even need to check their Pulse app? Why would they need to even get on the State of Play calls or the Pruvit review calls? Because you're telling them everything they need to know. We need to learn how to plug our people into Pruvit and the tools that they offer and give us, because that's everything everyone needs to know right there. You know what I mean? So I think, I guess Dustin said it today on the call too. It really makes the information more valuable when you have to go find it yourself. Mm-hmm. So maybe if you do want to remind people, just make sure you're making a random post like, who else checked their Pruvit Pulse app today? Or, hey, everybody check the Pulse app, something new was just posted, or something like that. or check the Prove It Facebook page or whatever. Just get people to go and do the work themselves, and it will eventually become a habit, because the only habit they have right now is checking that group message or checking the page. So we really just want to get people off of that and focus on building.
Not only with like the Prove It Facebook page or the app or anything like that, but if like there's any kind of questions that's answered like on Zendesk or on the Prove It Facebook page, like direct them to that instead of posting the direct link. I'm bad about doing that just because it's super simple to do. But if they have a question that you know that is on the Zendesk and it's answered, say, hey, that's on your Zendesk. Like make them kind of dig for it because it, like she said, it gives it value if they have to actually do the research themselves. And then they'll eventually learn like where it's at, so that way they can get to it quicker instead of constantly just waiting on us to post links.
Oh, and Brittany, I said the same thing to Brian about the Prove It Pulse app, and he got mad at me about that too. But he's like, so have you told anybody that? Does anybody know? And so he asked like Nancy and Hollis, and he's like, have you guys heard a lot of complaints about the app not working? And they were all like, no. And I was like, really? Because freaking nobody's works on our team. And so he said to make sure you troubleshoot. So make sure you have people do all the things as far as like deleting, uninstalling, logging in, logging back out, all that kind of good stuff. And if it still doesn't work, make sure that you have them send an email to support and let them know that it doesn't work. So we don't want to flood support with emails unless we know for sure that it's not a user error. But if it's a true error with the app, they want to know about it, because apparently they pay a lot of money monthly to keep that app up and running. And if it's not running correctly, they do want to know. So that's the answer that I have for that. And if you do have someone who says, my app's not working, for sure, give them the information that you know what I mean? Yeah, Chris, I mean, mine doesn't work sometimes either. I mean, I usually have pretty good luck with mine, but here the last few days it's been super janky. So does anybody have any questions or like anything that you want to add, or maybe there's something that you're doing that I don't even know about that you feel like that's helping you handle everything? Jennifer's over there like, I'm just pregnant and on this Zoom. I don't even Love you, Jen.
I don't think she heard you.
I don't know if she heard me. Okay. Brittany said we did email support, and yesterday they said their techs were working on it, and now it's working. So yeah, see if they know about it, they're going to work. Because I've always been like, I don't want to bug them, right? You know what I mean? Because they do tell us not to bog down support with dumb emails, but the pulse is really important. So we need to make sure that we're sending that kind of stuff in. As far as errors with the websites and stuff too, we need to make sure they know about it. A lot of times I'm guilty of just saying, oh, it does that when we have a sale, or try this, or you know what I mean? Like after you have them try a couple of things, if it's not working, we do need to send that into support and make sure that they know, because he wants things to run smoothly. He doesn't want things to be swept under the rug. And sometimes they just genuinely do not know about it. I texted him today about the Swiss not being on sale, and he was right on it. Yeah, Kelly, what kind of phone do you have? I know, make sure your phone is updated and all that kind of good stuff. If you have like a Nokia 5000, I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so you have an up-to-date phone, so you should be fine as long as it's updated. But yeah, if you're having that many issues with it where you have to do that every single day, I would email support and let them know that. I don't know if they'll have like a magic answer, but we definitely want them to know that it's not working well for everyone, because he said, if this isn't working, we're going to quit paying for it if people aren't able to utilize the pulse. So we want them to know. So just show of hands, is everyone like okay and on board and willing to go forward with getting rid of your group message and kind of trying to focus on other ways to connect with your people?
Hey, I do have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so like me, Lane, Jeannie Mae, like we're all underneath Jessica Davenport. So should we just stay like in her group team page or create our own?
I would have my own. They need to be very small team pages. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You don't there's no need for me to have a page with all of y'all's promoters. You know what I mean? And there's no need for Jessica Davenport to do the same thing. So as you guys develop more champs, they're gonna need to branch off and do their own thing. Now, if they're a champ that does nothing, no offense to anybody on here, I'm not talking to any of you guys, because if you're on this Zoom, you're obviously doing something. Yeah. But we have a lot of people who will hit champ and then just kind of fizzle out or whatever. So if you have a champ that does that, don't take care of their people, is what I'm trying to say. Don't ever let anybody leave them hanging out to dry. But if you have a champ who's working and is completely involved, then they should have their own page if they feel like they can do that and handle it. You know what I mean? I guess it can be a one-on-one basis and see who, if you're still working a full-time job and you're just like, I can't be there to answer the questions, it's okay not to have your own page. Mm-hmm. But if you're, playing hard and working like crazy, then of course you want to do your own thing. And something else is like, people get disillusioned so easily. So think about it. Like if I have a group message with 400 million bazillion people, one person jumps on there, and this has happened plenty of times, and they're negative about something, it spirals out of control. And then everybody's like, well, you know what? I'm mad about that too, or I'm sick of this too, and da-da-da-da. And it becomes this big old bunch of junk, when if I hadn't even had that daggone group message, the one person who was aggravated probably, he needs 10 orange and 10 Swiss, I think. Sorry, if I hadn't had that group message, that wouldn't happen. Everybody wouldn't have gotten out of control. You know what I mean? And the same thing with the group pages. You want to keep them smaller with smaller teams, so that way if one team gets mad, another team doesn't have to know about it, and it doesn't create this big, huge ripple drama effect. Because the truth of the matter is especially with women, when you've got a whole bunch of people working together, not everybody's going to get along, and not everybody's going to love each other. Not everybody's going to want to hold hands and sing Kumbaya at the end of the night. So if you have people who you have issues with, if you can distance them from each other and just try to work closely with smaller groups, that seems to work better for everybody. Anybody else have any questions? Mike Bass looks like he's dying to ask one. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Hey, Jessica, I'm unmuted. Is that okay? Is that how I ask a question?
Yes, you're fine.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'm a little bit confused, and I apologize. We got jumped on a little bit late, so you may have gone over this. But like, for instance, our situation with Molly, Carol, and we've got 3 champs that are like right in a row. Mm-hmm. So are you saying that, like, how are we supposed to break that off?
Yeah, I would try to separate. If you all 3 have, large different teams, I would, you guys have your own page. Molly has her own page. Carol has her own page. As far as like uplines, I would think, here's what I would want to do. I would want to be on all of y'all's pages, on all your group pages. That way, if I want to, if there's something that I want to share with you guys, or if you guys need my help for any reason, or if I want to have a contest with just your team, that way I have access to all of that. You know what I mean? Kind of like I'm in all these group messages, but a page would be a lot easier to handle. So maybe like I would think you would want Molly like in your group message. That way she could help you out too. Does that make sense? But there would be no need for any kind of cross line to be added. Like Molly's people shouldn't be added to your page or anything like that.
Right, but that's where the complication comes in. And what I've done is, since Carol's team is so big, I've split off the rest of my promoters. Everybody else is on one page or one thread. Mm-hmm. And then it's Carol and her group. I'm in it to support her, but I don't have all them in with the rest of my everybody else.
Because Carol's a champ and she has a large team, so I wouldn't expect you guys to add your people to my team page. I wouldn't expect Brittany Beck to add her people to my team page anymore, because there's just too many people, and there's no way that we can support anyone and give anyone any help if there's just so many. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're saying team page, and I'm saying team message. So there's a difference.
We
So that,
recommend getting rid of the
I
messages.
think she may have missed the first part of the.
yeah. So you're saying get rid of those messages where we can quickly,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's how I felt too. I was like,
But what we were saying was maybe like the first 30 days of your new promoter and have like whoever they have enrolled under them for like 30 days, just so that way you can get their business launched. And then as soon as that business is launched and you feel like that they're on good terms, then you can even call it Brittany's 30-day launch or something. So that way they know after 30 days, something's about to happen because it's named that. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of step back a little bit, watch them fly out of the nest, go in and check on them every once in a while. But as far as continuing that thread to keep building, you're back in the same position that you was at before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I can understand the Pulse app though. There's no way we can depend on that right now, which is obviously Brian's asked for people to, communicate that. I get that. But there's no way. I mean, every day I have to, re-enter. I never get notifications because it's booted me out. And then I go check it because I'm used to that. And I'm like, oh crap, I can't even, now I got to log back in. I've uninstalled, reinstalled. I've done that since the beginning. So it's just not dependable.
I think your group page would be a great place to share what's in the Pulse app, screenshot, to make sure everyone is aware.
Okay.
The group threads is where things can't be deleted, drama starts, chitter chatter starts, things get lost in the shuffle, and people use it as a crutch because it is a really quick way to get an answer. And so they're not going out and trying to find the answers and grow and learn things on their own.
Yeah.
They're just, and you're not able to work on your own business, or you're not able to work closely with some people who are in your team who you see potential in.
Or
you're
even
just
getting
not,
new people.
Yeah, you're not
what I
able
mean?
because you're babysitting this group message all day.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in multiple messages.
Right. I can see when it gets to your place. So, okay. Well, I appreciate that clarification. So I guess we have just stuck with kind of your team page, the Team Legend, and that's where I'm putting people. And then I put them in the Rhino because that's Molly's, so that's kind of a smaller page. We've gone out of Mandy's page, but so you're saying instead, I need my own page. So on my page, I don't add anybody under Carol.
You can, or it's totally up to you and Carol. You guys can
wanna
talk
work
about
together.
it and see if you guys want to work together for now until, she gets an even bigger team and feels like she wants to go out on her own. It doesn't matter what you do. They don't need to get so big to where everyone's doing the same thing.
Okay. So the other thing, and I don't know if this is even the right setting for it. So if it isn't, then you just let me know, and I'm no problems. But there's some things some changes that I feel like are being made and not necessarily communicated very clearly. I would imagine from the top. So how do we address that? I mean, I want to be positive that we're all in. We're in everything. My freaking husband's on the Zoom in the other room right now. So we are rocking this. I believe in it 1,000%. But I do have some things that I'd like to be able to discuss. Is this the setting for that, or is it more of a private, here's the deal?
Yeah, you can what do you mean? I guess I'm a little bit confused. What has name a change or something?
Well, I mean, I think it would be nice to have some very clear guidelines on the merge of the spousal accounts. I'd like to know, I'm assuming this month we're definitely doing the MVP pool as a whole. That's already been decided. I think that's come down the pike. I do feel like some changes have been made in terms of the business volume and how that's being discounted. I'm noticing that there seems to be more transactions needed for the same kind of income. And I get that we're running sales, but they're also pulling sales back. And it just seems like there's some things transitioning a bit. And it just kind of feels like it happened. You don't necessarily know what to expect. All of a sudden you're like, wait, when did that change, or what's going on with that? And I just, would prefer to be able to have a better understanding of those things.
Right.
And so, but I don't want, we understand business. We had our own business. We understand it takes money to make money. We understand there's a process to bring a product to market. You know, things have to ebb and flow and all that kind of stuff. And I think Brian Underwood is an amazing leader and, you know, inspirational person, all that. I'm a little concerned that they're discounting the BV. And it just seems like the people just coming in, it just seems to be getting harder and harder and harder to achieve goals.
Well, if you know, I think it always says it on the graphic, like what the discounted BV is, and so people, you know, would be able. Is that Maddox? People would be able to know, you know, right offhand what the BV discount is going to be. But he did have a call with, you know, I don't know who all it was, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. I have no idea. But he had a call a while back, several sales ago, and he asked us for a vote. Like, do you know, if we're going to do these sales all the time, we are going to have to discount the BV. I can't talk the BV. Do you guys want us to keep doing them, or do you think, you know, do you want to just do regular price all the time? And it was a unanimous decision. Of course, we want to do sales because even if the BV is discounted, we're still getting way more volume than we would have had it not been, you know, had we not had a sale. So it was across the board. We definitely do not want to take away the sales. And what you want to remember is the sales are for the new people. When someone, it's not necessarily for us. When someone comes in brand new, and Pruvit's having a 20% off sale and they're able to use that to their advantage, it makes them feel like that they have a reason to message all these people, not being salesy, but by saying, you don't want to miss out on this sale. You know what I mean? Like, it gives them a reason to go. And that's the reason that Pruvit is having these sales, is for the new people, not for us old people who've been here for a minute, you know?
Right. But what's happening is, and I'm sure y'all have seen this too. I mean, I even have my promoters, we need a sale. They're like, oh, they're dependent on them now. And that's what's been happening. And I mean, I guess I kind of feel like, you know, no offense, but maybe if you want to discount some stuff from the top, and I'm glad to see the MVP stuff, you know, where we're saying, hey, let's give the new people coming in, let's give them a bigger piece of the pie, and let's forego some of, you know, the MVP pool for the folks that, like you said, it's like $50, $60 or something. But yeah. I like the fact that now we can say, hey, when you hit MVP, there's this like big kick in the butt for you. That's driving some volume. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff, but it just feels like each transaction is harder you're not moving up as much. And,
yeah, I think it's been the same though for a while now, as far as
it has. It's just, I'm just really kind of like, wait, this just really seems to be becoming more and more of an issue in terms of volume and pay and stuff like that. So, that again, if this isn't the right setting, you know, I don't want to create any
it's the same discount. It's probably just that your sales are going down. You know what I mean? Not necessarily anything to do with what Pruvit has done, because they've been doing the same thing for a while. So just means you need to work more and get more people working more. Does that make sense? I don't think it has anything to do with the discounted BV or anything like that, because everything has been the same for, I know, at least a few months.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a few months. I don't know that we can necessarily work more. I can promise you that. We can probably work smarter.
Smarter, not harder. Yeah. There's tons of, I mean, Stephen and I work from the time we get up to the time we go to bed, but that doesn't mean that we're doing the right things. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely am noticing that. It's kind of funny because I started Pruvit thinking that I had it all under control, and now I'm like, I don't know shit.
Yeah, like, I realize that on a daily basis.
Yeah. I'm like, how did I get to rank 6 and not know shit?
We're all just kind of trying to figure this out together, and things will probably continue to change and grow. But I am learning a lot from Brian, and I'm excited to learn more. And any chance I can go and learn from him, even though I may leave the room and cry when it's over, I'm going to come back and share what I've learned from him with you guys. And I would never do anything that I did not wholeheartedly believe was going to help all of us. I mean, I trust him. I love him. He knows what he's doing. That man's a genius. And, I'm going to take his advice and roll with it. And I hope you guys will follow me. I want to lead you guys. Something that he said that literally made me just want to crawl under the table, because I never thought of it like this, is not only what we do, our success depends on what we do, but we're also leading thousands of people, and if we don't do the right things, it could affect them and their lives and their children and their incomes. You know what I mean? So that's quite a responsibility, and we all have that same responsibility. It's just on a little bit deeper level with Stephen and I, because we have so many of you guys looking up to us, and I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. You know what I mean? So I'm trying, and I want to get better, and I want you guys to look up to us and think that we love y'all. We want you guys to be successful, and we're trying every single day to work harder and learn more and do the right things that will continue to help you guys grow. So I guess that's it. I don't know how long we've been on here talking, freaking forever. Y'all probably hate me. But does anybody else have any questions before we hop off? I just wanted to share with you guys. We're in the next couple of days, we're going to be for real dropping some messages. So hopefully y'all will all do the same thing.
Can I ask one more thing? Did y'all talk about a launch process, a legit, like, here's how to launch?
Well, we are gonna have an onboarding process that will be
that's what I mean. Yeah.
super streamlined and something very easy that you can send to people. But just like Dustin Schaefer said on the huddle call today, you really want to focus on launching, not onboarding. So for the people who are dilly-dallying and just in it to be in something and get their product for free, onboard them, let them read all the things, you know what I mean? But for everybody else, you need to say, here's what you need to do. You need to change your refer code, and you need to make your first post. And then you need to work closely with them on who do you have that we can talk to? Do you have anybody that right off the bat would absolutely love this business? Let's get them connected right away. And if you don't feel like you're the person to do that, which I said, I don't know if you were on or not, everyone needs to get comfortable. And, you guys are all champs, you're leaders, you have it in you. But if you don't feel like you're there yet, that's okay. Reach up to somebody else and let them help you do that. I don't feel comfortable doing a lot of things, and you have to, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. You know what I mean? So the more you'll do it, the more comfortable you will get, and it'll become second nature. But I'm a firm believer in fake it till you make it. Like, people don't know that you're not confident. Be confident. Yeah, force yourself to try. Like Sierra said, if you tried a couple times and you're just like, this is not working, I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing, these people are not doing well, what am I doing wrong? Then let us, step in and try to help you. But gosh, it's just easy, simple stuff, y'all. This is the easiest thing in the whole entire world. Make some Facebook posts, send some text messages, plan a mixer, drink your keto, and be excited. That's it. That is it. But it just takes us pushing people, encouraging them, and giving them actual direction steps. I don't know how many times I see people sign people up and don't tell them a daggone thing. They've never even made their first Facebook post. They don't know what MVP is. We sent out like 1 million messages the other day to people who were still in their MVP time frame. I'm talking an entire group, so all y'all's people.
Deep.
And you would die. So many people were like, what's MVP? Or how do I check that? Or, you know what I mean? They had no clue. So we all know MVP is your first goal. So that's what we've got to be stressing to our people, is how to hit MVP. And then hopefully it will just become second nature, and everybody will continue to follow the leader and do that. So just simple stuff. There's no rocket science to it. What's the campfire video, Sierra? To kill you. Okay, so the sale goes until midnight tomorrow night. I really encourage you guys to dig deep and look through your insights in your back office, see who is close to hitting the next rank, see who's close to hitting MVP. Those are the people that you need to work with. Those are the people that you need to be messaging and saying, what can I do to help you? Who can you get me on in a message with or on a call with? Sorry, I'm reading Crystal's thing. Next time someone has a call where they are seeing who they know, who we can call. Can I listen in silently? I've never had that done to me, and I'm a hands-on learner, and it would help a lot. Can message me privately after the Zoom if you want. Okay, so Crystal, I guess what you're saying is next time you're launching someone, you're having a call with them, you want to just be a fly on the wall and listen in. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, and so like if you're, and I'm guilty of this too, I'm really bad about using Messenger for everything because I'll just use the voice recorder and it's just easier and I can just do it really quick. But I think, or I don't think, I know what I'm going to try to do going forward is, yes, Kelly, it's recorded, is actually try to get on the phone with my new people. Even better than that, if you can just get in person with them, if they're local to you, and you can just go have coffee with them for an hour and let them see your excitement, and love you, John, and talk about the things that you did to build your business, and just let them see how easy it is. That's even better. But for sure, I want to try to get on a call. I mean, it would probably take like 5-10 minutes for me to just go over a few simple steps on what they need to do. I mean, surely we all have time for that. So that's what I challenge all of you guys to do leaving this Zoom is start using the phone. I know we hate it. I don't know if you guys like it or not, but I hate talking on the phone. I'd prefer texting or voice recording, but
I'm opposite.
I think, he likes to talk. He's like, let me call him. But I'm going to challenge myself and challenge all of you guys to do the same thing. It's just to get more personal with people, get on the darn phone. Okay. Everybody's hopping off. So yeah, I'm going to definitely post this recording. So if any of your champs didn't get to hear it, I would send it to them. But if y'all have any more questions after this, holler at me and let me know. Love you guys so much. Not Jeanette, love your PJs.